All right, y'all. We finna get it started. So go ahead and grab your drink and your seat, cause y'all right here with me at the conversation station. We got a very special guest, very good friend of mine, that black guy. Let's go ahead and get it started, y'all. How everybody doing today? Sorry it took so long, y'all. We was trying to get it and trying to get everything together. So I really do apologize for the long delay. Sis, I see you perfect. Really appreciate you stopping by. Quaalude, my sister, I appreciate you stopping by. I see you, I am Booge. Lucy's lady, of course. I really do thank everybody stopping by. Um, have a good topic today. Have a great topic. It's love languages. And the people don't know that it's five of them actually. Can you hear me, black guy?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay, okay. Yeah, so it's five of them. Um, okay, I see some drop frames right there. Let me stop doing too much. It's five of them. Let me pull it up a different way, just in case people don't know. To be honest, I was aware of them, but I did not exactly know what they were.
I think the first one's like I think it's physical, and then you got quality time,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got receiving gifts.
Yep.
Um, what was the other one? Receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch.
Acts of
There's
service
like two
and
more
words
missing.
of affirmation.
Yeah, access. Yeah, that's the one. Out of all those ones, I think the ones I'm usually is physical touch.
Most definitely.
Uh,
Most
yeah,
definitely.
I think out of all those, I think physical touch is like really good because you got to think about it is like me being with you physically shows a lot more than you just saying because from personal experience, I realize that a lot of times, you can say a lot, but it don't mean a lot. But at the same time, I know you
Springy.
like what I'm saying, like you can say love me. You
Yeah.
you saying you love me, but at the same time, you being here with me and holding me knows for a fact that you love me and you care for me. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And just to go along with what Bro said, I think that quality time is one of my biggest things too because I am a person that I would rather you show me so much than tell me. I mean, I like words of affirmation also. I think that's really my second one. I was really
hmm
tossing and turning over the subject black because I was like, which really is my top one. I like quality time and I like words of affirmation, but I do think that that quality time and that bonding, is more important to me than words of affirmation.
yeah, I mean, quality time is a big thing too. Time together is something you need. Like you can't. Yeah, it's hard. Trust me, when especially you're a veteran too, going on deployment and not seeing the person you love and not being able to contact them or anything is horrible. It's like the worst thing ever.
Absolutely,
It actually like makes people go insane if they don't
absolutely.
see the one they love so much.
Yes, Spring. I
That's
see
why a
you in
lot of
here, Jay
people
Brown. I see you also. I'm sorry, Black. Go ahead.
yeah. But a lot of people don't realize too that like going away and then like having no connection can actually change people to the point where they can get like depression and start. Some people start getting like I don't even know where to work. They just overall become psychotic from just not having that connection to the people they love, and it actually can change their personality a lot when they come back.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Again, everybody, I apologize for streaming so late. We was trying to get it together. We had it, then we didn't have it, and I don't know. It was just kind of crazy. But one little small hiccup,
yeah, it was.
So I know a lot of the people who normally come by and support us, they are on the other half of the world. So but that's all good. But Springy, Quay, Lou, I would really like to hear what you guys might have to say about that. But I think that people even forget about the love languages, especially in our times now, the way that we're living. A lot of the people they see all these different ways, okay, just like all the music that's out compared to the music that a lot of us was raised up on. The music is totally different. Men are degrading women more, and even in women's songs, women are degrading men now. So I mean, and people hear these things and they think that it's okay. And so, from my perspective, the love language is going to be um, it might be like one of those long lost things, like only two people in the world know how to speak the love language. You know what I mean? So I think that it's a good thing that people actually take the time and actually appreciate what they have and who they have, because a lot of the times people say they love you or they care about somebody, or you my bro, or whatever the case may be, but it's not really like that. It's the idea of me, it's the idea of what we have, it's the idea that she likes about someone or he likes about someone. So I think that
Yeah.
it is a good thing that people actually dive into the subject. Jeannie is actually the one who wanted me to do this, but I know that she got a lot going on right now. So I hope she stopped by and actually hear this. But yeah, and Black, maybe you want to touch on that on like
No,
the veteran subject being gone a lot. Maybe some people need to hear that more. Max, I see you
so
in here. Thank you, buddy.
I think I think you speak a lot of truth about a lot of people don't know about the love language. It's actually something I didn't even know until my fiance told me about it. Like, what's your love language? And I was like, the hell is that? I was like, I don't know what that is. And then it basically was just the categories of like certain things, and I was just like, oh, I was like, what the hell? I was like, and then I figured out what mine was, and I was just like, well, yeah, that makes total sense if you think about it. And the thing though too is that especially this generation, I think a lot of people are realizing too, like, uh, love language is like basically never heard of, or it just like chivalry is gone,
Yeah,
and you got a bunch of men that like you said, a bunch of men that a lot of them like to rap about like I'm gonna fuck this girl and then I'm gonna dip. I don't need this. I can get her pregnant and leave. And then but now you're starting to get girls that are rapping about like, oh, I'm gonna take his money and then some other stuff and then leave. Like it gets crazy. It's crazy how that's how this generation is becoming to. And it just really ask yourself like, who the fuck are these parents? Like, why are they raising them like this?
no, for real.
But at the same time, um, it's I don't know how to explain it, but in certain ways, music has a weird understanding of portraying what people want. So like in reality, I know for a fact because I know some people I know, like rest in peace, Juice World. Um, I met him when he did a concert in Michigan, and my uncle was a what was it startup before he went before Juice World performed. So he was like basically the warm up before Juice World popped out. So we actually get to meet him. Juice World, that dude is chill as fuck. That is the chillest guy I ever met in my. Well, I wouldn't say chillest guy I ever met in my life, but he was chill. And the things though too is it seemed like he had a lot on his plate, and he really puts it into his music. And there's some other times where you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this money, I'm gonna get this dough, I take these drugs. But at the same time, you gotta realize too, like that's there's music comes into so many ways because a lot of people just like, oh, I'm gonna just write this hit song because I know everybody's gonna want to listen to this hit song that talks about me getting money and drugs. But in reality, some of these artists don't even really do that. It's kind of just like how the industry twists it. But some people take it seriously and be like, oh shoot, this rapper talks about me selling drugs and killing people and being in a gang. That's what I'm gonna exactly do because it sounds cool as hell. So
Yeah. Um, and that just goes along to what I was saying earlier. And what I always preach whenever I talk to you guys is that you are what you eat. You know what I mean? It's not just about physicalities. It's not just about food or drinks or something like that. You know, what your mind digests, what your mind eats and digests through the daily. Subconsciously, you will start to do those type of things. You know what I mean? And you really don't know. Tessa, I really appreciate you stopping by. I really do. Thank you for blessing me with your presence and stuff like that. We have a very special guest here. The subject is love languages. But a lot of people I think they misconstrue. Appreciate the biddies, I really do. I don't have the extension overlay with sound effects on this one right here, and I really do apologize about that. Like I said, I started late, and I just wanted to get it going. But I'm sorry. A lot of people, they see certain things on TV. Like I'm not trying to rag on love and hip hop, but people see those type of things and they want those type of relationships and stuff like that. And a lot of the times, like nowadays, doing wrong is like welcome. They're like, it's not that, it's not that big of a deal. Whatever the case may be. So that's encouraging a more messed up generation. And so, like I said, I think love languages is I think it's a very good subject to tap on. Um,
Yeah. It just you gotta think about it too. Is that uh, sometimes uh, music, actually no, it's not sometimes. Music always plays a factor into it. You see a lot of big artists, not even from rap or anything like that. You got artists like Bob Marley, and then you got artists like, let's say, Elvis Presley. A lot of people change culture, so you gotta keep that in factor for everybody out there. That sometimes you think, oh, music. I don't know why all these people rapping about it. It's whatever. Like no, like that can change culture and a lot of other people's lives from it that affect everyone. So you got to keep that in mind too. So,
yes.
but back to the topic about quality time. What is your opinion on like receiving gifts?
Well, me personally, whenever I am shown gifts, like whenever Lady Lucy buys me gifts and stuff like that, like she does it a lot, just cause, and that means a lot to me more. But I think that as a form of appreciation, like, hey, I want to do this for you because whatever the case may be. I think that goes a long way. I think that means more. And I know a lot of people out there, that's what they're all about. Like Springy brought up a good point. A lot of people just want to be taken care of. It's really a financial gain situation and not a love situation. So, gifts is kind of a tricky subject, but like I say, if it's all coming out of love, I genuinely think that it's fine. As long as the person is just not, long as the relationship isn't built around gifts. I don't think relationships should never be built around materialistic things. I think that the person that anybody's with should genuinely love them for them, not for what they have. I am a big
Yeah,
person on like building together. You know what I mean? So
yeah, yeah. I have you seen 50 Shades of Grey?
I have seen. Well, I read it. I didn't watch the. I didn't
You
watch.
read it?
Yes, I actually read the book. I did not watch it.
You read the book?
Yes.
What? Oh, I only watched the movie. But
Jeannie, I
you know
appreciate
how
you stopping
Christian
by.
Grey, he like,
Go ahead, bro.
you know how Christian Grey, he always like giving that girl stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, I just think it's crazy. Like, I think that's like his way of love language is like I'm gonna keep giving her fancy like shit, and she's definitely gonna like it. She definitely is gonna take all this Ferrari stuff, but you could tell she was just like, I don't need all this fancy like stuff, especially like the stuff she was offering. Like he kept bringing her a new Mac laptop, a new car. I was like, oh man, I was like, if I was her, I would freaking stay with them. I don't care. Give me a new car and everything like that. But in my head, I'm just joking around. But in reality, like that's crazy how like she's willing enough to like I ain't gonna love somebody just because the way that stuff they give me, you know. So in my opinion, I feel like sending gifts or like gift receiving is like the lowest on my love language, just because of that.
Yeah, and me too. The same thing. I think that me, if like Lady Lucy doesn't do this, but if she was to shower me with gifts all the time, I'm be like, okay, what's the fuck is really going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is all the gifts for? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, okay, I get you love me, but it has to be something else. You trying to keep my eyes away from something else, or whatever the case may be. Joshy O, appreciate you stopping by. And yes, Jeannie, this is your subject, so I really appreciate you stopping by. But yeah, the gift thing is kind of tricky. And nowadays, that's how a lot of men try to win over women. They think if they buy them, all these things, then it'll be okay and she'll want me. And yes, Lady Lucy did buy me some flowers yesterday. I was feeling kind of down and I was just drained. My energy was just drained, bros. And I was just,
Yeah.
Kate, thank you for stopping by. The topic today is love language. As you see, we got a very special guest. But yes, Lady Lucy bought me some flowers yesterday. And to be honest, like I'm young, but I'm not young, and I've never had flowers before. This was the first time in my life that I've had somebody buy me flowers. So
Yeah.
that actually meant a lot to me. I probably didn't express it the best then, but it really did mean a lot to me because, like I said, I've never had that stuff. But it's genuine. That's a genuine show of affection. So I could not be mad at that, and I would never. You know what I mean?
Hmm. I think, I mean, yeah, when it comes to that, I can totally agree with you on that, man. Because I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do like, you know, I think like in a way, like if I'm with my girl, like right now, my girl, she definitely does. I tell her like, you don't need to send me anything. Like I don't want, like you don't have to give me stuff unless it's like something I really really want, and I just don't, like I really really want this. It'd be great if you got me this. But overall, in my head, I know like she's doing it because she loves me, but at the same time, I know that she don't need to do that to prove that she loves me. So I think it's great that like you don't need a gift to know that somebody. You don't need to give somebody a gift to somebody just so you can prove that you love them. It should be I know you love me, and I'm gonna give you something just because I love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky wording about you. It's just weird. It's like I don't want to know about you know, I want to know about how you're doing. I don't want to freaking get a 5 million, like $5 gift from like Costco or some shit like that. I want something. I just want rich time with you and me and spending a happy time together instead of just some random gifts. Crazy,
Yeah. And
but
go ahead, Black. I'm sorry. I apologize.
yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I do think. Let me pull up. Let me try to pull up
Oh
the
snap!
list real quick.
I forgot how I'm sorry, you guys. I did not add my extension board in here. It may be. I don't know. Let me try this. And I'm sorry for the drop frames too. I'm trying to do a lot. I'm really trying to do a lot right now. I don't want to mess with anything.
No worries. So I can't check
Right.
one this time difference. Yeah, that's fine. I know some of you people are from the UK, so I know all of y'all got to go to your bed. Don't worry.
Um,
But
I'm going to. I guess I really can't remember how I even did that. To be honest,
what are you trying to do? You trying to add something?
I was trying to add the alerts from the soundboard. You remember how to do that off the top of your head?
Oh. Hmm.
I think I would have had to add a browser source. I yeah, and I probably could have just did this on the other one, on the main one, but think I would have to add that. Mr. Rager, appreciate you stopping by. As always, it's really a pleasure, a blessing to see you. I mean, you know how that is, and I really appreciate that. Sound alert. Um, but yeah, getting slammed right now again at work. I'll be back, Lucy. All right, bros. All right. Alert boxing stream. Hold on. Okay. So what do you guys think of acts of service? I think they may be a I think that may be a good one. If you guys don't know, active service is basically like if your significant other is like doing a lot or whatever the case may be, it's like you kind of taking off the load. Um, you know, hey Tessa, I thank you for the bits. I'm sorry I seen that late. I really do. Curse, I appreciate that raid. It really means a lot. I appreciate everybody coming in here right now. Like we say, we're doing a co-stream with a very special guest, and the topic is love languages. Um, so
Yeah. I think acts of service, as in like doing stuff for somebody, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna do the dishes, right?
yeah,
For just because she's at work. Okay. So, hmm. In my opinion, on acts of service, I feel like I feel like that could be at the top. I really feel like that if it's physical, it should be like physical touch for me, and then it would be acts of service too. Just because I know for a fact my mom tells me she loves me all the time, but I also know she loves me because she's staying up working two jobs, and then while working them two jobs, figuring out a schedule just to get me, my brother, and my sister to school. And then while she's doing that, she's trying to also get ready to help me go to the military, and then she's also helping my brother get a new job, and then she's trying to also transition my sister into high school, all of that, and then also she's trying to get me to like drive around, trying to pick me up from football practice and all the other stuff I'm doing, and then all, my other brothers and sisters trying to do other stuff they want to do, and she's the only one that can do it, but at the same time she's doing it because she loves me.
yeah,
So I think acts of service means a lot, and it's crazy too because there's not a lot of people that do that too. There's not a lot of people that are willing to wake up and be like, you know what, I'm gonna make breakfast for her, and before she wakes up, you know. And
yeah,
that's just so they can wake up and just see you happy, and you got all the pancakes and little orange juice for her and everything. Oh my, she'll go crazy. She will go crazy just because the way you showed so much energy and effort into just making her happy. So I think that shows a lot of shows that you love her more than just as in gifts. I think gifts is like less because all you got to really do is just buy. But when it comes to acts of service, you can't buy that. So
yeah. And Kate said that she kind of struggles with seeing that sometimes. Sorry, I'm trying to get that those alerts up. Hey, Fly Guy, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. Feel like active service is one of the most loving because it often goes unnoticed. Um, yeah, I feel like sometimes that's something that does go unnoticed, but I also feel like as long as you're like one of my things is don't do it for the wrong reasons. I'm seeing some okay. Don't do it for the wrong reasons. Like don't make it a chore. Don't anything that you do, I'm a firm believer that you should not make it a chore. Whether it's intimacy, whether it's going out on a date, or whatever the case may be, don't make it a chore. If you're not, if that's not something that you enjoy, then that might be something that you have to look at. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
it's just crazy, and that's really something I think that pertains more to men. But I also think that when women do it, they do not get enough credit for it. You know what I mean? Um,
True. That is true.
because men see ourselves in a different light, but I don't expect Lady Lucy to carry something heavy for me. I don't expect her to
Mhm.
I don't know, offer help me, changing the tire or something crazy like that. You know what I mean? So I think that it kind of falls into different situations, but the same category, if that makes any sense. But I honestly
Yeah, I
do
think
think that men need to pay more attention to whenever their significant other does that. But go ahead, Black. I'm sorry.
I think you're hitting the spot on that too. A lot of women do not get a lot of recognition for doing some acts of service for their men or for their family and stuff like that. So I definitely got to give them credit for that, though. If you haven't heard it now, thank you so much for putting some effort and helping out and doing something that shows that you guys care for your loved ones. Thank you.
No, for real, for real. It really does. It really does mean a lot to them. And let me just bring it up one more. Well, actually, and y'all, I'm not going to worry about the rewards right now. I really do apologize. It just took us a little bit more longer to set this up, but for the next cope, on my regular stream, everything is set up. Everything is fine. But on this one, I did not take time to set up the alerts and stuff like that. So I really do apologize. Slecky, I see you in the building, brother. Um, I guess I'm just trying to bring him up again. And if anybody can, if y'all know how I can quickly add in the rewards extension, y'all can tell me that also. Okay. Um, okay. And I also want to touch on this for the men. Natural Viper, appreciate you stopping by, my guy. The topic is love languages. Um, yeah, Streamlab, Springy. I'm just trying to figure out how I can get my rewards plugged in here to real quick so you guys can hear and see those. I really don't know what's going on. But yeah, I was going to say was I think that men need to do a better job sometime on the affectionate part, on the touch part. I think that they get too wrapped up in being manly. If anybody knows what I'm talking about, and I think that sometimes men fall short in that area. Me, I'm a very affectionate man. I always rub and touch my woman. Yeah, I do the most, but um,
I think when it comes to certain parts, like long distance, I think I get less affectionate because you're not here. And that's how I am. I'm just a physical touch person. I like physically seeing you and physically being near you and seeing like all your emotions and everything. But like when it's long distance, on the other hand, that's when it gets a little bit tricky because it's weird. It feels like I'm talking, like FaceTiming all the time and stuff like that. I feel like I'm just talking to, a phone with a face on it.
yeah,
And I'm not, obviously that's not what's happening. My, girl's on the other phone, but at the same time, it's 100% better. Oh God, it's 100% better when that person's right next to you, and that's why my affectionate side doesn't get that crazy when we're on the phone and stuff like that because it's just not how I am. But when it comes to hey, Kate JMC, thank you so much. When it comes to the male side of like physical touch, I feel like you ever heard, like the honeymoon phase. You ever heard like the honeymoon phase and how like in the beginning everybody, I think that's like how guys are. They get really really into that girl, and then later on they just like stop. I mean, not every guy, but there are some guys that do that. That just like they're with their girl, they're always texting them, calling them, FaceTiming them, and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, bam, nope. Like he's not really that affectionate. He's not doing that stuff. I feel like a lot of guys do that. I might be a victim for one of those, but like I, it's just crazy how it is. And I feel like men need to realize like, hey, we need to step up our game. Sometimes in the beginning we might not we were all affectionate, but we need to keep maintaining, or if anything, when you start that relationship, don't try to go all in at once. Set up a tone and then try to build up from that. Don't try to like go all in the beginning and then later on just stop what you're doing, because that's how a lot of relationships don't work out that long. Because you got the girl now, guess what, you got to maintain it and be consistent. So
Yeah. Um, and and like Jeannie said, long distance relationships are more difficult because I mean you're not right there with the person, and it's harder to really feel that connection. You know what I mean? Um, me and Black are both veterans. Black is active duty. I am retired. So um, it's a real difficult process because from my point of view, like you have to really know that you love that person to even think about a long distance relationship, because it's a lot of different variables that will cause one or other to teeter. You know what I mean? So I think that as long as both parties makes genuine effort, and and that, I mean, when the long distance thing, you really have to watch it because it's just so crazy. Like temptation comes to you, you aren't seeing your significant other. You miss the intimacy, you miss the bonding point of just being around that individual, and yeah, your mind just has to really be made up. So whenever people ask me advice on long distance relationships, that's the main thing I ask them is, are y'all both like in it to win it? Because if you aren't, really not going to be successful. And Black can attest to this, being deployed or just going to training, that causes a lot of breakups, in marriages and in regular relationships. Some people just cannot handle that. And I think that goes back to you are what you eat. If you are digesting all this, I'm not gonna say negative, but if you are not digesting the right relationship food mentally, the right relationship recipes and stuff like that, then I think it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, I think
yeah,
it's a
I
recipe
really
for disaster, really.
yeah. For when I went on deployment, and this is when me and JL, when we both were starting to date, I told her, I was like, I'm just letting you know, like I'm doing this for the long term. I don't know about you, but I want this to be a relationship because I want to make this long term. And I asked her too. I was like, "You down? Like, are you like I'm a real person." So I straight up told her like, "Are you down to do this? Are you willing to keep this going even when I'm during deployment where you're probably not going to talk to me a lot. You're never going to see me. That's for sure for the amount of time I'm deployed. So you got to be ready for that." And then she's just like, "Yeah, I can do it. Like I'm down. As long as you're down, then I'm down." I was like, "All right, cool." And then during deployment, when I had the time to call her, I was like, "Hey, we've been dating and I've been deployed. Are you still willing to do this for the long term?" And she kept saying, "Yeah." I was like, "I'm not gonna stop halfway through. It's time to keep going." And so it just showed me a lot that like even though I couldn't talk to her all the time and obviously I couldn't see her, that she was willing to stick by me and support me even when I was deployed, and it showed me a lot of how much she loves me, and it really tells me like, hey, like this is the one, and she's willing to stick by me, and through the obstacles and everything, then she's willing to be mine forever. So it's a it's a big thing, especially I feel like deployment is where you like if you can make it through deployment,
You can
like
make it through
a lot of people in the
anything.
military. Yeah, yeah. If you make it through deployment, you can make it through anything, dude. I told everybody that I'm like you don't do any commitments like get married or try to have a child until after deployment.
Yes.
If you can make it through deployment, then don't worry about your relationship going away. She already dealt with it once, and you're good, bro. You're
Yeah.
good. It's crazy, but that's how it is in that. See, that's the thing too. Is what one big thing I'm happy about being in the military is that you know, like you'll start to find out what different types of people are. You'll find out like who's who's just there for just trying to get with, who's gonna be the ones that are really gonna be commitment, and you also find out who you are too. Is like how what type of person I am, you know. So it's crazy that I would join the military and I was gonna find the one, but at the other time too, you gotta understand is like, holy crap, like it's not like this in the civilian world. In the civilian world, it's like feels. I feel like it's more smaller, and I feel like a lot of things that could be changed differently is is not. You can't really do that in civilian world. You can't really go through a deployment in the civilian world, like unless like you just tell her like, hey, don't see me for a month, like that's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? In the civilian world, it can be different though, because you can hang out with her every single day, see her every day, and you'll know every part of her because you hang out with her every day. But in the deployment world, or in the military, and you're going on deployment, it's a whole different story. And if that girl's willing to do it, willing to not see you for a while, just so they can see you later, and see you not talking to them a while, making sure, checking on them whenever you can, sending them stuff, like it's whole. You could tell that person loves you. So
Yeah. And
that's my take on it.
on the civilian side of that thing, you know, if if you can't be away from your significant other for a little bit of time and have to worry about if that person is going to be faithful or so on and so forth, then that's also a recipe for disaster. Because I think that the knowledge of like without a reasonable doubt, I guess if there's something that you do not have to worry about at all, I think that that's really a great thing. That's really a great thing. But you never know until you are encountering that situation. Um, I had a right before I got out, I was dealing with soldiers who was coming in and they were overweight. They were new soldiers, but they had like some kind of injury, I guess I could say, to not be so pinpoint. They had an injury, and so I led remedial PT to get a lot of them in shape. And a lot of them were. I'm from Fourth ID, Fourth Infantry Division, so we got rapid deployed a lot, and so a lot of people was coming in from basic training. They were getting healthy and they were getting deployed, and they will always ask me, should they get married then and before and stuff like that. And I always tell them, you never know that person until you're not around that person. And I hate to say that, but at the end of the day, that kind of what it boils down to. Like, whenever your significant other is not around you, that's really the make it or break it situation. Like, I think
Yeah,
that sometimes both parties don't realize that. And I'm gonna just say like this: whenever you've been together a long time, I'm not talking about 3 month relationships, nothing like that. Because to me, they're still in honeymoon phase, and you're still trying to figure everything out. But I think that in the long term relationships, I think that um, you guys are both the representations of each other. You know what I mean? Especially in marriages. This is even more pertinent to marriage because marriage is that big step, that final step that says, "Hey, we are one." Whenever you are not around each other, you are a representation of that person, and it's just people have to keep that in mind. Really, people have to keep that in mind. But like I
Yeah.
said, I just think that both people have to be in that mindset. Go ahead, Black.
What is your? Have you ever had anybody in the military like marry like marry a girl they just met in like 2 weeks?
Yes, I have seen that before. And to be honest, I've seen sometimes it works out, and I've seen sometimes that it hasn't. You know what I mean? Um, what's your take on it? What do you think about that?
Um. So here's the thing. It depends on the situation. I know a lot of people in the military that straight up just got to the fleet, and they just be like, okay, got to the fleet, been here for 2 weeks, and then they just meet up with some random girl. Like, not gonna name names, but there's one dude, uh, came to the fleet 2 weeks in, and then he 2 weeks later just marries a stripper.
Wow.
And so then I was like, nah, nah, no, that was stupid. I didn't understand why he did it. I think, I mean, he literally, she also was a mom, so he lived in the house with her and basically became like a stepdad. And I was just like, bro, like you just like talk like know this girl. Like I don't know how you just instantly want to get in a commitment like that. But there's also other people I know. Well, my godmother got married at a very young age. She got married at like I think it was 17. She got married at 17, and she's been with her man's for 25 years now. So it really it kind of just depends on the person and depends on the situation. And in my opinion, if you can, it's just weird though when you just out of nowhere get somewhere. Especially a lot of people they have that commitment issue or not commitment issue. They just don't think because they just got to a whole new area or new situation. So they're just like, all right, well, cool. I just met this girl. I'm just gonna just marry her. I'll just get in a comfortable space. But in reality, like, nah, like, don't do that. Like you gotta follow your heart, but at the same time, think like how this is gonna play out. Can't just be thinking that marriage is something you can throw away. And I think you can agree with me too. A lot of people are just getting married, and they're not even like thinking about like what marriage it really is. They're just thinking, oh, let's just get married. Like you're not taking it seriously. You can agree with me with that?
I can totally agree with you with that. I
Yeah.
actually have a close individual. I'm just saying my brother. I don't care if he know I speak the truth. I see it's a gambler going on in there, but I see Lady Lucy's comment in there also. People, some toxic. Really appreciate you stopping by my guy. Double cheek kiss. You know how we do. You sexy beast. Um, hmm. How can I say this? Um, Marriage is relationships. Period. This is my thing about it. I think that people even are getting basic relationships misconstrued with other things. Whenever you are in a relationship with somebody, that's basically saying, "Hey, I like you, I love you, I like what we have. We are working towards becoming one, whether that's marriage or whatever connotation people have." You know what I'm saying? I think that people are too easily to give up in situations and not really work it out. So, like to go with what you're saying, people not understanding the concept of marriage, like to till death do us part through thick and thin. Like, yeah, you might have pissed me off, but I'm not fucking going nowhere. You're not fucking going nowhere. Whenever we fucking calm down, we're gonna figure this shit out, and then we're gonna be good. We don't have to worry about that anymore. You know what I mean? And a lot of people nowadays they get married and they want to go to outside sources to figure it out. No, when you are in a marriage, people do not need to know you guys' business. The only people who
True.
should be have insight on you guys is the counselor if there is one. I do believe in mediators. I do believe if like both of you guys are just not understanding it, like get an arbitrator, get a mediator. That's why I say the counselor. It's not good to bring friends into it because friends are going to subconsciously pick one side or the other. So, but just to go along with what Black said, marriage is a real tedious thing, and all relationships consist of putting in work. You have to put in work. You know what I mean? Like, you might have your way of loving somebody, but you have to figure out a way that that person likes to be loved. You know what I mean? You have to always do what's best for both of you guys. You know what I mean? I just believe it's just so crazy and stuff like that. So I want to ask you a question, Black. I was talking about the men. Some men lacking affection, or some men not really being that way with women. What do you think about that? What do you think that? Do you think I'm correct on that, or do you think that?
When you mean being their way with women, you mean like just not being that much affectionate?
Yeah, because some men lack affection. You know what I mean. So they're not so easy to give it out because maybe they haven't received it in the past, or whatever the case may be.
Okay. Before I comment, JL did say if you both have a mature mindset, the relationship will work out. I think that's true. I can agree on that. But back to your comment, or your question. I think men. I don't know. I think it's just the way people are raised. Because when I was raised, my family told me, or my mom and my dad, is always treat women like a gentleman. Show them that you care about them a lot. Don't try to get it for just for what's down there. Get it. Talk to that person and show them care. I remember that in middle school, I used to date a lot of girls in middle school, and my mom literally had to had to stop me and be like, "Hey, what is your purpose of doing this? Why are you wanting to date this girl now? You were just dating this girl last month. What are you trying to do?" And I was like, well, just trying to date a girl. It's like, yeah, but you need to stop and think about what you want to do with that person and why you're being with that person. Don't float out here and stuff like that. So I was raised in a way where like basically I got to know what I want and also why I want it. Um, but for other guys on the other hand, especially in the military, you find a lot of motherfuckers that just don't have no like care or the way they act in relationships. Because there's people that I know that are even married, and I'm just like, dude, like, hey, go on a date with this. Go on. I'll take care of the kid. I'll babysit. You guys go on a date, and then they'll go to Wendy's. Co- like, come on, man. Like, we're setting it up for you, and you think the most beautiful romantic date right now to get away from your kid and everything. Let's just go to Wendy's. Nah, nah, that's not how we do it here, man. I would never do that, man. But that's just how it is, Like, it's just people how they raised, and it's just you get what you get in it, but at the same time though guys need to learn that like woman you need to learn what your woman wants, and the same thing for women too is you got to know what a guy wants, you know and sometimes it's fine to just ask him like, hey, like, do you like going to this restaurant? Do you want to just like watching we should have like date movie night on a Friday, Friday movie nights, just asking questions to your significant other means does actually like mean a lot, you know. And I always tell my girl too is like, hey, like, do you think this is a good thing we can do? Because you want to work on that relationship instead of just throwing out random things and random like, hey, let me just do this, let me do this, maybe she'll like it. Like, no, sometimes you could just ask her if she wants to do it or not, and she probably will like it. If not, then figure something else that's cool you think you guys can do together. You know. So
Yeah.
that's my take on it.
And Fly Guy mentioned he doesn't think everyone has that kind of mentorship. And this is not many things. This is not something that I tell many people, but the people closest to me knows this. I did not have any mentorship on how to be a gentleman, on how to just be a good guy. A lot of people know, as you all know, I am from Houston. I am from Third Ward, Houston, and that's not the best place to be raised in. I've told you guys this before. I didn't have any role models. Even I had an older brother, and he was not my role model. I just saw people that I liked, but I did not want to be like them. I saw paths that people were taking, and I just told myself, I didn't want to be like that. And this is a subject right here, but I'm gonna come back to the main thing. Um, I believe in, conscious decisions. I believe that if you want to be the best version of you, you will really seek that out. And that's what I did. Um, I asked questions from older people in my family. And, I've always heard things. I was born in 1990, y'all. I'm going to just tell y'all that. Y'all can do the math by yourself. But, I grew up around real traditional things, like the thing that you see on TV now, like you didn't see that. Like you always saw married people on TV. It might have been a little drama here and there, and so on and so forth. But as I grew up, through trial and error, I basically taught myself, and I tell like my younger people that I have these conversations with. It was like OJT. It was like on the job training. So to go along with that, Fly, I believe that if somebody really wants to, even if you don't know, like I believe that you should really search it out. Like just take anything, for instance, say black. It was something that somebody said, and you did not know. You did not know. Okay, let's say a word. You was like, I said like autoskidiastical, and it means like to improvise. But you was like, damn, what does that word mean? Like I don't get it. You would go
Yeah.
and you would look up the definition to autoskidiastical, and it will bring you all first definition, second definition, if it's a noun or verb or whatever the case may be, and then from that point on, you went and searched for the information. Now you can use that same information and you can apply it to yourself. So now that's you've increased your vernacular because you did some searching, and that's the same thing with relationships and stuff like that. Whenever you go searching for the resolution, you increase your capacity to do so. What do you think about that, Black? What do you think about men who don't really have mentorship? Because it's a lot of them out there. I was one of those guys.
Yeah. I think the thing is though too is it's more like, do men know that they need mentorship? Because in a lot of ways, some guys think that the way they're doing it is fine,
Yeah,
you know, and a lot of guys think that like, oh, I see my boys doing it like this way, I'm gonna just do it this way because maybe, and that's the thing though too. Maybe if I act like an asshole because my friend he's an asshole to his girl, maybe I'll get it, maybe it's gonna work out for me, and the other ways is you gotta sit there and realize that sometimes maybe, and there's some girls too that kind of what's the word, motivate you to think that that's the right way or influence you to think that what you're doing is the right way, but
absolutely.
like not every girl is the same, so you can't just be an asshole to one girl and she likes it but then later on you go to another girl and she likes it. Nah, it's not going to be like that. Every girl's the same. You're not every guy thinks they can get every girl, but in reality you can't get every girl. Okay, I like shoot in my life, I always wanted to get Megan Fox, but I know for a fact Megan Fox got a different personality than me, and we are definitely not going to match. You know, but I think guys that need mentorship, sometimes it's good to research, and not even research, but like sometimes just do new strategies and doing something totally different instead of me telling, like for example, I do this way. Um, I used to just like ask girls like, "Hey, do you want to like hang out, go to school or something like that, or not go to school because this isn't high school." I used to ask girls like, "After school, you want to hang out, right?" And then usually it would just be us hanging out and going to like the park or something like that. Now, me just growing up and being more mature, I started realizing like, hey, instead of just meeting up at her place or just trying to meet up somewhere, maybe if anything, I can hang out with her, and then we can go to a restaurant. And then after the restaurant, we can go move up to over here. And then while I'm at it, if she's really liking it, then I can ask her like, "Hey, let's go back to my place and let's hang out," or something like that.
Yeah,
Doing that new strategies, or maybe sometimes too is like, uh, let's do it in a conversational way. Instead of me trying to be the asshole, be like, "Hey, what's up? Damn, you looking fine as hell." Sometimes you could just be like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, oh, that's pretty cool. Try to make a good ass topic about something. Maybe try to figure out what she likes instead of just trying to figure out like, hey, what type of guy you go for? Like, no, you know, there's different ways you can do it. But the only way you can find out is if you think you need to do it.
yeah.
So
Absolutely, and I think that's also a good topic. And I'm gonna also touch on this. Women, I want to say this that if you see a single man that you like, you know what I'm saying, you know he's single, you know, shoot your shot. Don't be scared. I think that a lot of people miss opportunities because the woman was scared. They didn't say anything. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Us men sometimes can be dumb as fuck. You can be looking at this dead in our eye, like with the look. You know what I'm saying? We be like, oh, she want the Snickers behind me? You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, she is looking at you, brother. You know what I'm saying?
No.
But on the other topic for the man, you know, I think that's a great subject, and I also think it works both ways. I think that women who like that kind of talk, because I'm from Texas, and some women like that. They like the aggressive talk. You know what I'm saying? But you know, most of the time, those relationships never work out. You know what I'm saying? Um, how he came at you was doggish, and he just didn't have his leash on. Then you know what I mean? And some people find that the hard way. Um, but most, I think that you know, a genuine conversation. I think that is a good thing. I think that is a very good thing. Um, so we
Real
got
quick question. Real quick question. And any girl can chip on this, but have you ever met a guy that totally was just not the guy for you? Like, okay, let me say it like this: have you ever met a guy that is not that putting a lot of effort in and just making everything stressful, but you still are with him or like still trying to be with him? You know, like, have you ever met a guy like that? Because in my opinion, I'm just curious. Like, I never, I never understand like if this guy is such a pain, if he's so stressful and all this stuff, why don't you try to help him figure like try to tell him like, hey, you're making this bigger than it needs to be, or you're making this whole relationship being hard. I'm not trying to say change him because sometimes you can't change people, but if you can try to change them, try to. I think a lot of girls need to do that too. Is like being honest with that guy, be like, hey, let me try to change you or help you make this relationship become better than just saying, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna just break up with him. Some girls don't do that. Other girls, they just let the relationship go into you know some other rings. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents into that, but continue on.
yeah. And Smoothie's here, Black. I don't know if you want to say what's up
Oh,
to him.
Schmoopin.
Yeah,
What's up, man?
Smoothie's a great guy, y'all. Everybody knows we love Smoothie. But yeah, I think that's a great topic. Also, I heard somebody say that you know, everybody expects men to provide, but women will not build; they'll move on. And I think that that does go to a lot of women. Hey, Magic, appreciate you stopping by. Um, I think that it's imperative that you know you work with your counterpart or your individual on their shortcomings. Women and men also. I'm not going to exclude men in any kind of shape, form, or fashion. So I'm gonna just keep it neutral. I believe that both parties should work on their significant other's shortcomings. I believe that ladies, if your significant other is, I don't know, whatever issue that he has. I know porn is a big issue nowadays,
Yeah, yeah.
and all type of stuff. But I believe that you know, you should genuinely
Here,
try to help your significant other in whatever way that you can. Hey, hey, you know, put it like this. And I think that you should have tact while you're doing it. Me personally, I've had to work on my tact. Being military, you have to be blunt, and I think that Black can attest to me like that. In the military, we're told to be blunt, no hesitation, and have confidence when you speak, and so on and so forth. So, me personally, I used to try to be blunt so people would not get a magical meaning, but I've been learning that to have tact when you talk. So, you know, if your significant other is having whatever problems, hey, babe, whatever you call them, what this really bothers me, and you know, I really love you, I love you a lot, so what can I help you do to kind of change that, so it doesn't affect me the way that I want. And some people would tell
yeah,
you I'm not changing, woo bam bam, then that's, you know, that's your cue, so on and so forth. But I think that was a very very strong topic. I think that that's a very very, you know, something that needs to be recognized. What do you think about the affirmation subject, Black?
Let me turn on my lights real quick, and then I'm gonna answer your question. Okay.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Coke doesn't justify its price. I mean, if you got a few bands a week to drop on it.
All right, that's better. That is
I don't
way
know.
better. Ooh.
It's
All right, so my opinion, and also Viper said you can lead a horse to water, but that doesn't mean it's going to drink. I agree with that. Um, and you said your question was my opinion on affirmation.
yeah,
Okay, so you did put in some sense about like how porn is ruining a lot of how like things are going. And the thing is though too is like a lot of dudes be thinking like, oh yeah, a girl likes it rough just because in porn like you see how he was like slapping her and shit like that too. Now like now that's in porn, man. That's in all in acting and stuff like that too. So especially Viper that commented in the chat, he said porn is amazing. How is anyone can have an issue with it? It's not an issue from porn is not the issue. It's the fact that people are taking porn and using that as like that's the reason, that's what I'm gonna do. You're like thinking that like it's like basically mentoring it, you know.
yeah,
So it's like don't use porn as your mentor. You know, porn is just really not a good thing for have to for like your relationship and all that other stuff. Um, so can you give me a broader like a not example, but on the question on affirmation? Can you give me a little bit more on that?
what like people need to like for people who fall short on that? What do you think that it would be a good deal for them to kind of like do to take care of that?
Hmm. Um, it's really hard because I'm not. I know I ain't no like scientist or not scientist but like some therapist or anything like that. So I don't really know what are great strategies to have. And I think a lot of people think that like going to a relationship counselor or a relationship therapist is a great idea. In my opinion, I don't think it is. But I feel like when it comes to certain situations, it really depends on the situation. It really does. Because I can't it's really hard to answer because you don't know like the situation. So like let's say this for me and my girl. I'll give my example for me and my girl. Me and my girl had an argument because I didn't like always being on the phone constantly, like 100% all the time. I didn't like. I'm not. That's not me. I like doing my own things, and then when you got something you want to, if you want to talk to me for an hour, and then like that's fine. I can do that. But like constantly and all that stuff like that, I couldn't do it. That's me. I don't like the long distance all the time. I mean, I hate long distance, but at the same time, I'm gonna try to make this relationship work. So I try to do that, and I had to sit down and talk to her like, hey, like I love talking to you, but sometimes it's fine to just give me a little bit of space, And I'm not saying my girl's like cleanly and crazy or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying though is like for that situation, I had to have a talk with her. I'm like, hey, we need to do it this way. This I feel like this is making me more comfortable, and it's getting what you want and I want. Because I obviously want to see your face all the time. I obviously want to see you every day. At the same time, I can't I'm not a person that loves to doing long distance. I hate it. I hate doing all. Yeah, I hate that I have to find a way just to go see your face when I should be living with you right now. But because of my job and other things, that's not gonna work. So I need to make it work. But at the same time, we can't be just doing this constantly because I just don't like, you know, phone talking and everything. It's not my big thing. So, but depending on the situation, if anybody has, I don't know if anybody in your stream wants to comment on like any relationship problems that they think they need to work on, or not need to work on, but like they think they can't understand, you know, I think that's fine. Now, like if they want to put that in too, I think that's fine too. If they have to say anything, like you can put your girl basically on blast, like, oh, she didn't cook me food this one time, and I got mad because I love it this way. Like, you don't have, what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to keep it in the dark. You can tell us all about
Yeah,
it.
y'all
So,
forgetting it's a neutral ground, baby. It's the conversation station. I ain't gonna get in trouble here. We're trying to help you be better.
yeah,
Definitely
yep.
trying to. What if you go into the source and another overlay, copy and paste it directly into this one? Okay, that's gonna make me Yeah, I can't do that right now, but I'll do that after, I guess. Um,
Those
but
are
yeah,
crazy.
if anybody do have any topics that they want to bring up, or maybe some advice, we can you can get two different outlooks, and hopefully they align, and stuff like that. But um, but yeah, I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say about that. Definitely. Um, but I will say that um, I will say this. Um, Whenever you guys are first, some of you guys might be in long term relationships now, you know what I'm saying, to where everything is good. Whenever you first get with somebody, the main thing you need to be gauging is what kind of material that they are. I'm a firm believer in checks and balances. I will not be afraid to tell you that. I believe in checks and balances. I've seen so much crazy stuff in my life that I'm not too quick to believe what you say. If you put the words behind, well, the action behind the words, hey, gotcha. You know what I'm saying? That's even better. But if you don't, if you leaving me to assume a lot of stuff, then that's not a good thing. So I will say, be aware of who you are dealing with. You know, do make sure that you do research material. I mean research. I'm not talking about going into people's background and stuff like that. I mean actually figuring out who this person is, because what I do know is what anybody don't want to do is be years into a relationship and then find out some stuff like, damn, if I'd have known that, what I'm saying, back then, we will not be here. You know what I'm saying? And that messes up relationships a lot of the time. I believe that even withholding information, if I ask you a question and you don't tell me the whole truth, you kind of tell me what I need to know, but not everything. That's still not a good thing. That's still not a good thing. So, um, back to what we're talking about and everything like that, like affirmation, like show that you have to show what you mean. You know what I mean? Like, if I love you, I am going to show you that I love you. If I care about you, I am going to show you that I care about you. I'm not just going to say, "How are you doing today? How are you doing today? I love you. I love you. I love you." No, I did that enough. Matter of fact, I tell people sometimes, not. I've never told Lady Lucy this, I don't think, but like my brothers, um, he would talk about the things that he was going to do for his significant other, and I told him, "You talk too much. Just do it." You know what I'm saying? Like, you're talking way too much. They don't want to hear that. Like, just go do it, bro. You know what I mean? So, am in a 6 month relationship with my girl, knowing personality is first always, because the ones before had treated me like utter shit. One thing I suck at is PDA. Okay, Black Magic said that he's in a 6 month relationship with a girl. Um, no, and personality. Okay, with a girl, and personality is first, always, because the ones before him treated him like utter shit. So, but I don't like attention in public in general. Okay, that was Fly Guy. Fly Guy says one thing he suck at is PDA. So, what's the word? To go sleep?
Um,
Okay. Um, Go ahead. So maybe you can give him some on that magic. I mean, Black, and I'll touch on it after you.
so he said he sucks at PDA and how to work on it.
Well, no, that's what Fly Guy said. Fly Guy said
Fly
that he
guy,
sucks
okay.
at PDA, but he doesn't like attention in public in general. That's something you need to work on, hey, my friend. We'll talk about that though after Magic. M said that he's in a 6 month relationship with a girl, and I don't know what no means. I don't know. NOE, and personality is first always, because the ones before him treated him like utter shit. So maybe he's having a hard time, I guess, believing that it's true, maybe, or he's just used to people treating him like less than what he deserves.
Okay. Well, the real question is for him is like, what type of girls is he talking to? It's more like who? Because the thing is though too is like, I think it's not him. I think it's just the person he's dating for this past relationships. Because the other girls that treat him like shit, then I don't really think that girl is for you. She's treating you like shit, you know. But if you're finding a girl, that is like basically just like treating you nice and like always giving you the respect you need, then yeah. But there's a lot of times too, because I don't know, guys know this too, but a lot of girls, they just like they can give you emotional abuse. They can like there's girls that can abuse guys. Like it's not just guys that abuse girls emotionally or physical. Girls can do the same thing too. You know, so you always got to think about that too. Is like it's fine if it's fine. You need to understand that like it can't be you sometimes. It has to be them. Don't always blame yourself. Sometimes it's their fault. You know, why did this relationship didn't work? Well, it's because of them. They didn't treat me with the respect I wanted to be. They didn't show me the affection that I wanted. Then yeah, nah, like that's why we ended, you know? And so you need to set sometimes I do what I do when I try to get into a relationship. I had this little test. I would like test them like, all right, we're gonna go out in public. Let's see what we do, how we act like in public.
Exactly. Checks and balances. Go ahead,
Yep,
Black.
checks and balances. I try to make sure, like, all right, cool. We're in public. We're having the best time ever. We look goofy as hell in front of everybody, but we're having the funnest time of our lives. All right, cool. Freaking now, let's go hang out in the house. All right, let's see what happens. All right, cool. She wants to watch a movie. Watch a movie. All right, that's fine. You know, everything's checking out and everything's working out. If that happens, then we can keep the ball rolling and see what happens. You know? So that's just what I do. You know, so maybe sometimes, and that's King, right? King that asked that question, that he's been with in a
Yeah.
6 month
Oh,
relationship.
oh no. Magic.
Okay.
He
Well,
he,
King,
he said
Magic.
magic.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Magic. I think Magic. If you should do that too, is doing the checks and balances, making sure like, hey, like let me see what she's willing to do for me. There's times where I like don't text my girl at all and wait until she texts me just to see if she's like, does she really want to talk to me? Does she really need me? You know what I'm saying? Does she really want to? Does she actually like love the way she talks to me and how our conversations are? If she don't be texting you and you always texting her, then like she's probably not that affectionate. But uh, if you won't like give her a little bit of test and stuff like that, and she starts making up them tests, then you found something amazing. You know, you found the gem out of all the other, you know, fake ones. You know. Cause I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of girls out there that you think like, damn, they're amazing. Like, yo, she's great. She can look at her. She looks amazing. She's hot as hell. Like, she's probably the baddest girl out here I ever talked to. But then you realize like that girl has like nothing in your checklist checked out. Nothing. I like that's not the one then. Just because she's bad doesn't mean she ain't the one.
Yeah. And I'm
So
sorry.
that's just my point on it though.
Sorry for those drop frames, y'all. I was trying to do something. I'm gonna have to process this differently next time as far as the settings. But yeah, I'm a firm believer in checks and balances. Like Black said, you know, you have to you have to see what you're working with in the sense of saying, nothing wrong. Okay, and then Fly Guy, with the PDA, bros, I will say this is that you don't want to be out in public and have your significant other wondering, um, does he not want to show me affection because another woman's around or whatever the case may be. You know, I'm a firm believer that if somebody is wondering about something, they gonna wonder the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
um, I would say try to work on that, because most women are affectionate and they will tend to show you more affection outside of the house just because there's people watching and stuff like that. Um, you know, I think that men forget that sometimes that women are really emotional people. You know, a lot of the things that they do are it's the outcome of a certain emotion. So you know, you really gotta kind of stay on top of that. You want to make sure that she's always feeling loved and stuff like that. Even more so, you know, whenever you're out in public. You know what I mean? So you know, that might be an area for you to work on. Your significant other really might that really might be affecting her. You know, she just don't want to say anything. So, you know, I think it's always a good idea. You know, even if you've been in a relationship for a little bit, you know, if you're at that point to where you think you know that person, you know, I think it's still a good idea to be like, hey, babe, is there anything that I could do better in our relationship? You know, have I done anything that has affected you lately? You know what I'm saying? Let me figure out how I can be a better me for us. You know what I'm saying? And even with women, I think that's a great idea because women get a lot in their head that they're the bomb.com. And you know what I'm saying? I get that when women, you are beautiful and stuff like that. But um, men say that they want a woman that looks good. They want good looks, but really they want a woman. They really want a woman who has a beautiful mind. If you get what I'm saying, like a woman who truly adores him. Miguel has a song out. His like I tell you, I love R&B. Miguel has a song out called "Anointed," and he's telling his girl to basically treat him like a god. And that's just metaphorically speaking. We don't want women making shrines out for your husbands and taking his toenail clippings and worshiping and stuff like that. But this goes for both parties. Like you should make your significant other feel like they are the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean? So I guess that really
Yeah.
goes along with affirmation. I guess and physical touch. I guess and so on and so on. So Black, we can touch back on physical touch because I think that's what Fly is really having a problem with. So you want to give him something for that situation. How to make him how to better that out in public. I guess because he says that he really don't like affection out in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's some girls that I met that didn't like that doing that stuff too. I mean, it's not a bad thing at all, you know? Like if your girl doesn't like it really depends on like, you know, it it's gonna take time. It takes time to to find out like what your girl wants and what you want. So me on the other hand, I love hugging and kissing. I mean, not like going, you know, what's the word for it, belligerent with it, but I definitely try to make sure that hey, I'm a show affection to my girl. I don't care if we in public because I don't give a fuck. I really don't. But for him, I mean, like if he doesn't like that, then it's fine. Like that's not a bad thing at all. And like if you don't want to show affection to that person in public because you just feel uncomfortable or anything like that, you can do that. It's not a uncommon thing because there's a lot of people I know that don't like doing PDA, and there's people that don't care, you know, in public. So it doesn't matter. It's really what you want, and then that what that person wants, and that's how you know like who you really want to be with is when you both have the same wants. You know, if you both like, oh, I like doing this way. All right, cool. I like doing it this way too. And like, hey, I don't really like doing it this way. All right, well, good thing you communicated with me, and you can get this from the military too. Communication is key.
It
As long as you got that communication going, then everything else is gonna keep rolling. Damn, I just spit bars right there.
Oh man,
So I think that's like a big it's a big thing. Communication is what makes the relationship going. So really, if you have, especially Fly, is it Fly that talking about that or
yeah.
asked about the PDA?
Mhm.
Yeah, Fly. It, whatever girl you're talking to and anything like that, um, as long as you communicate with that person, like, hey, this is what I want to, how I want to roll, and this is how I want to do stuff, and she's fine with it, then there you go, perfect. As long as letting them know without them just having finding a harder way to find out. If you don't like doing certain stuff, then you can just tell them. So that's just my take on it, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, yeah, Fly said because you can't rely on assumption and stuff like that. And then Jeannie said that if we aren't holding hands when we're walking out around somewhere, she gotta throw the whole man away. So I I definitely I want to love at all times because I'm giving times 10 the minute some funny going on, heated and very vocal and proactive fixing the situation. We're supposed to support each other at all times from Uncle Keith. First, Gina, yes, gotta have the love and affection. I think that's a very important part of any relationship at any time. You know what I mean? And Fly God said that communication is key. And communication isn't just like I want y'all to know this. Communication isn't just like talking. It isn't just about how's your day. It's about the good and the bad. You know what I mean? Like you have to be willing to communicate on the good and the bad things because that's the only way that you're going to go forward. For example, I'm not gonna go all the way on the negative end, but me and Lady Lucy, we have like a budget that we have whenever we're out with our friends, whatever the case may be. and we have set the budget at $75. So anything over $75, she has to call me and ask me if that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And likewise for me, you know, if I want something and it's over $75, I have to call her. So I was out. I was trying to take care of some business for the stream and stuff like that, and she had gave me my budget because she knew it was gonna be more than $75, and we like to come in agreement on everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's ever caught off guard with anything. But if she gave me a budget and what I needed wasn't within my budget, and I didn't. You know, most people would not want to make that call in the store or wherever the case may be. Would be kind of shamed to communicate in that instance, but you know, that's what we ask each other. That's what our expectations are. So I put my pride to the side, and I was like, "Hey, babe, I know you said it was this is what we had to spend, but I really need this right here. Like, do you mind if I get that and stuff like that?" And she ran the traps on some things and was like, you know, yeah, babe, go ahead and get it. You know what I'm saying? So if I didn't have good communication, I would have just done that, and then whether we could have afforded it or not, it would have been an issue because she did not know about it. You know what I mean? She would have looked at whatever. It would have been like, damn, what the fuck? You said you was doing this. You know what I'm saying? Not that. So I think that's a good touch. And then Black, let's touch on Key. This is what Key said. Uncle Key said, I want the love at all times because I'm giving 10 times the minute. I'm giving out it 10 times. The minute some funny stuff going on, I'm heated and very vocal and proactive about fixing the situation because we are supposed to support each other at all times. So basically, he's saying that you know sometimes whenever he's giving out so much energy in the relationship and he doesn't get it back, and some stuff that's not supposed to happen goes, it makes him irritated, and he tries to fix it from the get go.
Okay. I think he needs to realize, you know, that relationships are never a one-way street. It's a two-way. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna you can give 100%, but if she ain't giving 100% back, then like like that's you need. Obviously, I'm happy that he is trying to be more. Uh, he's taking that putting that foot down and just basically like, yeah, like yo, we need to fix this now. Like I'm giving 100%, but you ain't doing it back. But at the same time, like I said before, you can't just change everybody you can, And I think sometimes changing everybody is a good thing, and sometimes it's not a good thing, you know. And if you're willing to do a lot for that person, then it's fine. And sometimes it's good to just tell them like, hey, can you like give more effort to me? And sometimes it's be like, hey, maybe I should just bring it down a little bit, you know. So I used to be back then. I used to be all out. I used to like do a lot, text them, call them, and then freaking send them gifts and then do all this stuff and be like, man, they're not showing affection back. Why is that? And then I realized, like, sometimes it's good to just not show all this affection to them. Sometimes it's good to just give them a little bit and then wait and see what they can give back. And if they try to top me, and that's how me and my girl are now. Me and her, we try to top each other. If I send her flowers, she sends me a pair of J's. If she sends me a pair of J's, then I'm getting her a whole new mattress. That's how we try to do. We try to top each other. And I think that's what makes our relationship more click, is because we're just like both like trying to compete in how it is. And I think that's why we've been like on a roll on everything we do, because we're not doing this one way street where I'm just FaceTiming her, calling her, and then sending her money whenever she needs it, and all this stuff. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm giving her a little bit, and then she's gonna try to top me.
Yeah.
That's how we are. So maybe using that strategy is a good thing too. You know?
Um, I'm trying to get Toxic to give me some feedback. I think you have a beautiful S. Oh. But I think that's a great thing. I think that's a great thing that you guys have that kind of competitive love. You know what I mean? I think that will always keep the spice up, especially being in the military, because that's a form of affection. Okay, so Toxic said he's single. Are you not looking for a significant other, or unless slit counts? We're not talking about. We're not talking about Slicky. We're not talking about Slicky. Because I feel like I need a little love. And you know what, Fly Guy, you actually need a lot of love when you just don't know that. But um, but like I was saying, I think that Black has a great way. I think that him and his significant other has a great way of showing each other love and stuff like that, because that kind of ties in with affirmation. That kind of ties in with acts of service, quality time, um, and I think that kind of ties in with all of them except for physical touch, obviously. So I think that that's actually a good thing. I do have a great love though, food. So I know. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, Jeannie, you might want to touch on one of these subjects if you want.
You need my girl.
But yeah, I think that the love languages can go a long way if you actually put your mind to it. But I think that it can only love languages can really will only be successful if both people are for each other. Um, I'm trying not to go too deep or indulge in too much personal information, but I want you guys to feel where where we coming from, both sides, for men and women. Um, so like he was saying about checks and balances, you have to do that. You have to see how people act in certain situations and so on and so forth. Um, I believe that both people should have a
Uh,
period.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna do something real quick.
Okay, bro. I believe that both people should have they should have like total transparency. I believe that if I want to just pick up if you want to just pick up their phone and go through it, it should be there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to pick up my phone and go through it, I believe that it should be there. There is nothing being hid. It's a great conversation to have with someone on your Bible. Yeah, there's nothing being hid, totally open, and so on and so forth. I think that the moment you start keeping secrets and stuff like that, like the relationship is pretty much already dead. You know what I mean? So I believe in transparency and types of things like that. I'm going to I gotta bring it up again. But I'm not gonna bring it up like that. Boo 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 boo.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Barrack stuff.
Um. Yeah. And I think that like someone that buys your gifts might seem superficial to you, but that is their love language. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I feel like when a chick is on your case like that, at least she cares. And yeah, I mean that's kind of 50-50. Um, but I'm gonna touch on Genie's subjects first. Like someone that buys your gifts might seem superficial to you, but there is their love language. Yes, I know that some people predominantly buy gifts because that's their way of showing love, and people is showing that they care. But the downside to that, I believe, is then you're creating a monster if you don't know who you're dealing with. If that person does not genuinely love you, or or was kind of tipping on the subject, you know what I mean? I believe that you have the potential to create a monster, and I also do believe that if people are buying gifts and that other person isn't reciprocating that love, if they aren't regurgitating that same love back, I believe that that is a issue. Hey Bree, appreciate you stopping by. We're talking about love languages today, um, but yeah, I think that it's iffy. I think that that's a very touchy subject, and this is what my also beliefs. I believe like when we are asking for our significant other to do something, if we don't have the ability to do it ourselves, like let's not really indulge in that. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's for the betterment of both of you guys. I think that if I'm asking you for affection and I don't have the ability to show that affection, you know what I'm saying? I think that that's kind of a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? So instead of asking for affection, how can help me? What ways can I increase my affection so we both can keep the love flowing? I'm telling you, like someone buys you gifts, like some. You want to touch on that gift a subject, Black? But someone buys you gifts might seem superficial to you, but that's their love language.
So
We're
you're
gonna
saying
get to
like
that.
giving a
We're gonna get to that question after this, Jeannie. I'm gonna let Black touch on that.
the question was like giving a gift is like a is it a significant thing?
Well, she says someone that buys gifts may seem superficial, like it's just what they're, you know, it's like a fake thing to kind of wind you in, but it's actually their love language. It's actually how they show that they
Yeah,
like you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, so like I like talking about the Christian Grey thing. Like, obviously, that girl when she was getting them gifts by a Christian, like he in his head probably thought like that's probably was his love language was like giving gifts, giving what she wants. That's probably will make her happy, you know. And she's not wrong. Or yeah, whoever said that, she's not wrong for that. She is not wrong. There's people that do buy gifts because that's their love language, you know? And people need to understand that sometimes they're like that's the way they think is the best way to show affectionate to you is that if I buy you gifts, then if I get her the new pair of Jordans he always wanted, he gonna love me. Or
Hmm.
hey, if I buy her um, this nice ass hoodie that she always wanted, then I know she'll love me. So it's like at the same time, like it's like you got to know what that person wants, and you also got to know that what the person does to show you affection, you know. And sometimes it's good to just tell them like, hey, like I know you don't like whenever I buy you gifts, but I'm gonna buy you this if you want me to, you know. Or hey, I know I buy these gifts for you, but do you want me to like, you know, just do the dishes for you, or do you want me to like make you breakfast in bed? And sometimes you don't even need to ask her that. You can just pull up and just actually just do it, you
Hmm.
know. Sometimes doing it spontaneous without them asking is a good thing. So like yeah, you know, but some people that's their way of language. That is, and it's crazy that you know, because me on the other hand, I'm not. I don't like using. I don't like. I found out that spending money on a girl sometimes is not a good thing. Sometimes just showing them affectionate physically and showing them it with the acts of service is a good thing too, and just quality time. But sometimes me spending $500 on you, you know, that's crazy. But at the same time, I'm not gonna get that $500 back if somehow we don't, you know, work out. So I realize that's not my thing. Like giving gifts and stuff like that, I think that's just crazy to me because I'm just like, man, I don't want to. I'll spend a G on somebody, but I ain't spending. But I know for I'm only spending that G on you if I know it's gonna be long lasting. Like
Exactly.
I got 100% knowing, you know, and that's why people, a lot of guys, that's why they spend 5 Gs on a ring because they know for a fact that I'm giving you this expensive ring just because not because of the cost of it. It's because you know how much value money is, and
Hmm.
you know how much that all this money I put into you I know for a fact that I'm letting you know that this is how much I care about you. I'm so affectionate about you, and how much I want this to be a long term thing. So that's why people do that. You know, can't hate on none of that. But what did Gene say?
Um, she asked what your love language was and what my a love language was. So I'll let Black tell you guys his love language first.
Yeah. So my love language, I found out was physical touch. I totally agree with that because coming to find out, especially in this long relationship, is like you know like I like being with the person I'm with and actually like seeing them, seeing the reaction like personally and like seeing the emotions. So whenever I tell them like, "Hey, I love you," I know like you know seeing it from the phone, you know, is great and all, but seeing it in person is a whole different story. You know, I'm the person that goes, I'd rather see it I see it before see it to believe it. I see it to believe it. You know, I like to see it in person and see everything go out and happen because I know for a fact that if I tell her I love her and she says it back, that making me know that, oh my God, she loves me because she's saying it into my face. You know, I know a lot of people can agree with me that, you know, if you got if you that means you got a real uh energy for me to tell it to my face, you know. Tell me, like, you know, like, especially people that get in arguments and stuff like that, or like whatever, like they'll be texting on the phone or in the DMs, and then you got motherfuckers that actually do pull up at your house because they actually know they're serious. They know they want, you know, they know they're like, yeah, look, I want the smoke, let's go. So like that comes in the same thing too for in relationships. Like, hey, I there's a lot of people that just text them like, "Hey, I'm about to be crazy. I'm about to show you how much I love you," and then they actually pull up to your house and show you how much they love you. Yeah, that means he's a physical person and he knows for a fact that, like, I'm gonna show you it firsthand, personally, that how much I love you. So that's just my. Uh, I know my girls. Her love language is quality time, and I think it was just like talking. I think that was like, I'm not talking, but like I
Yeah,
think it was just
and
quality
guys,
time.
y'all can actually like just Google the love and language test, and it'll show you guys. And if y'all want to do that, y'all can do that tonight, and then we can kind of touch it tomorrow. But I did the test, and I have two. I'm gonna just tell you. I believe mine is affirmation. I believe my top one is affirmation. But I did the test, and the test told me that it was quality time. And I guess that kind of goes
Yeah, it goes into it.
with the second one. And Bree said that from my understanding, your love language is what you were never given as a child, and I get that. She said, which makes sense because her family it was poor. Same thing. She says I'm echoing some. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna just change it back to desktop because I wasn't echoing then. Um, okay. Um, yeah. So mine was quality time, and then I think mine is affirmation. And like I say, just to go along with what Bree said, like I wasn't shown much affection when I was young. My mom was always working. Um, my biological father really wasn't in my life like that, and my stepfather was always working also. So he didn't show me the ropes about anything. And so my biggest thing is like I have to be around my significant other. Like I love to be around her. I'm okay with just chilling and not being with the boys or wherever the case may be. Like I'm okay with that. And I show affirmation a lot. Like I never let Lady Lucy touch any doors. I always open up every door for her. She does not pick up anything heavy. I even paint her toenails. Like you know what I'm saying. Like I even. I'm going wherever the pack, really, I appreciate the goodies. I really do. Goodies for the boys. I appreciate that. Oh shoot. I'm sorry, y'all. Um, oh shoot. Um, okay, I see you, Fly. Let me just make this call real quick. 8:55. She finna kick my ass, y'all. I know, but I'm sorry. I just seen this. I didn't have my phone on high. Did you get to get it? Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, I sent you extra.
If you guys have anything you do want to say or comment in the chat, uh, please be advised, you guys. It's this is a neutral ground. If you guys do want to say something about your relationship or anything going on, please, please put it in the chat, and we'll try to do the best we can. I'm not saying we're Magic Man, but we're definitely here to make you better. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize for that, guys. Yeah, I forgot to do something. But yeah, in affirmation, um, I like to always show that how much I care, and but I also want to be shown. You know what I'm saying? How much I'm appreciated. I think you know what I mean. It's a real big thing to me. I believe that you should not just tell me that you love me. I believe that you should show me that you love me. And hey, Antique, I appreciate you stopping in. And I really believe that if you not like Black Safe, you do not put any action behind those words, and it's kind of like I don't know. You got me wondering. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of suspect. So I believe that that is a big thing. But yes, Jeannie, to answer your question, and Bree, to wrap in with yours, um, um, quality time and affirmation. I do buy Lady Lucy an exponential amount of gifts, but it's out of love. You know what I'm saying? It's to show her that I care, and she does the same thing for me. Every time she goes out, she brings me something back. She goes clothes shopping a lot. She likes to have a lot of seasonal clothes, and she always comes back with something. Like I said yesterday, my battery was drained and stuff like that. She bought me some pistachios. I love those. A big thing of pistachios, and she bought me some flowers. I've never received flowers before. That was my first time, and yeah, I thought it was I thought it was great. I like that my stream name is on your stream twice. Yeah, Bree with the biddies, romantic. Um, but just to go on the other part, I am a very romantic person. Also, I am a very affectionate person. Also, I like to, like Black say, I don't spend a lot of money on her because I have it or because I'm trying to flaunt. I want her, like he say, everybody knows how precious money is, and I want to show her that it's not a big thing. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you this great, exquisite, lavish time, because you deserve it. That's how I think about you. And whenever we're out and about, that's what I want everybody else to. I want them to get that vibe. Like, he really cares about her. You know what I'm saying? Every time, most of the time, whenever we're out, somebody always tells me, "I thank you for opening up the door for your girl. I appreciate you for being a gentleman." I do not ever see that, and I think that it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, because that tells me a lot of men aren't being gentlemen, and it's slowly dying. It's slowly dying. So yeah, yeah, Jeannie. Absolutely, absolutely. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. But like Black says, him and his significant other, they buy each other gifts and they try to top it off. It's just different ways of showing love. You know what I mean? And I bet that
yeah,
when they're in each other's
I
presence, they're the same way, but with emotions.
oh yeah, it's definitely. Sometimes it could be. Sometimes it be buying gifts, or sometimes it just be like, oh, uh, I because I know, especially my friend, the one that even does Wendy's. The one thing I know for a fact he does perfectly is that he every morning, doesn't matter where we in the middle of the field training, freezing our asses off, in a all covered up in mud. This man will still text his girl in the morning. Hey, babe, just want to let you know I love you and I hope you have a great day. He'll do that every morning. And I think that's crazy. And I really wish I could do that every single day. But at the same time, like training and stuff, I'm cold. I want to go to bed. I'll just text you. I'll text you like later on when I'm not busy. Um, but doing that stuff is great too. Sometimes buying gifts is good, but sometimes doing certain actions or certain ways of affection. Like I posted. I didn't realize I didn't have a lot of photos of my girls on my timeline. So I was like, you know what? Let me just post something really cute with me and my girl. Because I feel like I haven't. It doesn't look like I'm showing her that much affection. I'm gonna just post something about me and her and how much I love her and how much she's in the world to me. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of ways to do it. It took me a lot of time too to understand what I wanted to do, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like in high school, I think I really learned what how I'm supposed to be. and that was like a toll to me because I had to like go through some drawbacks, and some girls, the evil ones and the bad ones and then the really good ones, the ones that got away, but it made me learn, especially coming into like the grown up world and everything, in the real world, and like how it's supposed to be and how you're supposed to are with others, and I'm not no love doctor or anything like that, but I do have a lot of great experience with like how certain people are supposed to be treated. So there's a
Yeah,
lot of ways to do it. It really is just on the person.
yeah, absolutely. Like I say, well, like we have said also, it's really about knowing each other. And if you really don't take that time to really get to know each other, um, then it's going to be a difficult time. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be all kind of different, trying to figure it out. Well, maybe you won't even try to figure it out. You may think everything is okay and then wonder why it all of a sudden went out the window. Um, I just think that, it's crazy that, people don't try to open up themselves to different outlooks. You know what I mean? A lot of people think this is the way that I normally do things. I've been doing it before I got with you, so this is the way that I'm going to continue to do it. And if you do not truly want to be with that person, then you will keep that mindset. And I just think that it's a really a terrible recipe for a disaster. And the love language is the perfect recipe for disaster because you have um, you have five things that's basically covering pretty much all the senses that a person has, and then all the different type of ways to actually show love. If y'all get what I'm saying, because like I say, women are emotional people, and then men can be emotional too. But we are more emotional after it's been built up over an extended period of time. Like we will put up with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I don't like when you do that. And you know what I'm saying? We'll put up with it, put up with it, put up with it. Then next thing you know, like I told you, like damn, I can't keep doing this shit. And then she wonder where I was coming from. Well, I told you 6 months ago. Well, that was a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just kind of getting to know each other and not getting too used to that. I think that that's a I think that it's a strong point. You know, like I say, um, hey, Natural Vipers, I really appreciate that. I really do, man. Big, 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 big love, man. Love to do Natural Vipers, man. Actually, supposed to do a co-stream with him tomorrow. So I think that everything will be copacetic. I think that we will have this tweaked all the way out. I think that whenever I'm co-streaming, I need to drop my bit rate significantly because now it's at whenever I'm streaming by myself, it's at the very top. But now I have two streams coming in, so I need to drop some of that flow whenever I'm doing that. But really do appreciate that. But so Black, let's talk about people who really lack showing these things. Maybe somebody out there, significant other, kind of lacks showing what they want and they love language. How can we help them get that out of their significant other?
Uh, I mean, it's really hard to explain that, or not explain it, but like try to get it out, because changing someone or trying to make them show their love in language, in my opinion, is kind of just like you figure out what their love language is, and then you try to amplify it. And so as an example, so like basically, let's say the love language for me is physical touch. Okay, cool. What are ways to do that? All right. How about I just come over your house more often, right? Let me just go over your house more often. That's another way of amplifying physical touch. For quality time, maybe quality time doesn't have to be physical touch. It could just be talking on the phone. So let me call her on daily. I will now call her on in the morning, and then I'll call her later on. So you need to know the love language, and then you're gonna try to figure out ways to amplify it. You know. So those are the examples, and on my way on how to do it. But that's really what I just got on that.
Yeah. Um, and I think that that's like a roundabout what I was going to say. Um, you know, I think that from my experience, if I wasn't getting that, I would bring it up. Of course, hey, um, I'm falling short on this from you, and I really want to try to, I really want this to work first of all, but I really want to try to help you get better in that area. This is not an attack on you. I'm not saying that you're a negative person, but I want to help you do this. And the best way is if you can start doing more of whatever. You know what I mean? And then, work with that person on doing that. Don't, the next time it happens, don't like ding them because it's not something that can happen overnight. It's more of a thing like, hey, it's one of those times, so, you're supposed to hit me with the extra love or whatnot, or whatever the case may be. Like, you have to really be slow to just give up, like I said earlier, and kind of help that person because, like I said, it's all a working thing, and you got to help each other grow. It's going to be a time to where the other person isn't going to like something that you're doing, and it's going to be a habit of yours. So it has to be like that on both ends. But I got to give you guys both sides. If the person is just not giving it to you on a consistent basis, because it should go from not consistent to working on it to consistent. If you're after so much work, it's not becoming consistent. Then you have to be aware of red flags. And then we've been talking about marriage a lot in here, and that's something I wanted to say earlier. You can do your own research on this, but statistically proven, whenever you marry somebody, whatever is going on in your relationship is going to magnify that. So if you guys are extra emotional with each other, it's going to magnify that. You will show more love. If you guys are having confrontations a lot, best believe that marriage is going to increase the confrontation and stuff like that. So you always want to try to work out all the kinks before taking that big step. But like I say, it's really all about work. You know what I mean? It's really all about the work that both of you guys put in together. You know what I mean? Like, you have to grow together as one. That's like the only way that I can really just put that. I see what you're trying there, but just I am in the UK. I'm going to have a late one in the shed, probably a few vodkas and coke to go with the stream. Black natural vipers always getting lifted, man. We took a few shots together the other day on the stream and stuff like that. But yeah. So
Yeah,
what?
Viper be always be getting lit. I don't know if it's just because of the UK, but like motherfuckers in the UK be drinking like it's nothing.
Having a good
Like
time.
I
Having a
can't be
good
doing
time.
that every day, man. I might be 21, but I'm feeling like I'm 30 sometimes. I'm just like, God dang, dude, I
Yeah.
can't be drinking all the time, man. Shit's getting to my head. But
Yeah, and
yeah, that's Viper.
that sexual thing. Fly Guy said that there's a kink specialist that can help spice things up too. Hey, if that's what you in, you know what I'm saying? That's what you into. But Black, I also wanted to touch on like um I want to touch on men who need to do a better job with their woman, and then women who need to do a better job with their men. If you understand what I'm saying, it's kind of vague, but I kind of want to touch on how men can like take the five love languages and apply it to themselves to help the relationship with the woman. And I also want to talk to the women real briefly about the love languages that they can apply to themselves to help their man. So I'm gonna let you go first though. And then after this, guys,
Uh,
we won't hold y'all long. After this, we'll finish out the questions and then wrap the stream up so you guys can do what you guys do.
can you reiterate the question again?
Okay, what are some things that men can do to apply the five love languages to themselves to help with their relationship with their significant other? And then women are different from us. What can they do more from just this is just from our perspective, y'all. This is not
Okay,
written in
okay,
law things. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But what can women do to apply their five love languages, to themselves? And keep in mind, you guys, yes, you have your one love languages, but you still have to implement. You still have to show love to the other love languages. But kind of touch on that for them.
Okay, so for guys, I think more guys need to focus on quality time, and also I'm not saying every guy because obviously every guy they might be a little bit different than others, and other guys might be what's the word for it, might be know how to do things better than other guys. But certain guys I know for a fact, communication, um, and then also bringing that quality time, and then also I would say giving out not giving out gifts, but like gift receiving and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see a lot of dudes that they don't they always there for the physical part, but they're not really there when it comes to like the quality time,
Yeah.
like FaceTiming and then calling, and then or just because everybody, I hate this too. Everybody says they're busy and stuff like that, but there's I know for a second you can literally look at your phone for a second, text them and saying, okay, love you, I'm busy right now, bam, 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 right? So quality time and like just giving that affection doesn't matter how or when, but just some form. And then gift receiving too. I know for a fact a lot of girls do love when a guy pulls up and gives you some flowers, or
Absolutely.
just spontaneously gives you some great thing. Just give you a great gift, So that's the thing. Or like giving her some earrings, or giving her that new necklace she always wanted, or giving her a new dress, or whatever she wants. So that's something that guys I think need to, a little bit just need to work about. Some are good at it. Some are need to step up the game. But that's fine. For girls, on the other hand, I think it also comes to communication too. But I think physical touch they need to work on. I think also what was the other one? I wouldn't say gift receiving. It would
Acts of
be
service.
yeah, gifts of service. So like girls, I think when it comes to physical touch, I feel like some girls, in my experience, don't really like doing the physical touch thing, especially in like public. And I was understanding about that, but when it came to public too, I personally me, I love when a girl like just has their arms around me, or always just trying to hold my hand, or just trying to show like some way like even when she's having a full on conversation, she still got her hand or her arm around me, just letting her know like, hey, I want you by my side always. Doesn't matter where I am, I always want my side. I love that. That's why I'm a physical touch person. I love when people do that. Some people may be different, but things that girls can do too is when I like, let's say I give you flowers, no, acts of service. That's what it was. Sometimes I love when a girl just out of nowhere is like, hey babe, I made you some amazing food today. I feel like some girls, from my past experience, have not really been doing that a lot too. Like, hey, I got you this new I just made this new food for you, and I want you to try it for me. All right, cool. Hey, how about I'm gonna take care of this, and then I'm gonna also do this for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Or you know what? I'm just gonna let you do your thing for a little bit, like go do your activities or whatever the hell you do it, and just text me whenever you want to. And I'm just like, oh, okay, thank you. Like means a lot to me. So those are just my takes on like women and men and what they can do better. But that's just my personal experience at the same time. Because in other people, maybe it's different. But for me, that's what I've been seeing. It's just like guys need to give a little bit more attention and try to do more effort. And then for girls, is letting that guy get a little bit less of that. What's the word for it? Giving them the affection, letting them know you love them, but at the same time, kind of showing, like, giving a little reel back. Like, all right, I'm gonna give him some love, and then I'm gonna let him do his thing. Give him some love, and then let him do his thing.
Okay.
That's my takes on
And
it.
I totally feel that that's actually a good topic. That's actually a good touches right there. Um, and I'm gonna go along with what Black says with everything that he says. I'm gonna just add two things. I believe that both parties should learn to show more affirmation, like verbalize your appreciation, show your appreciation more. You know what I mean? Like I believe that I think that women do a good job at this. Hey, babe, I know you've been kind of had a rough week or whatever the case may be, but I just want to let you know that I really appreciate you. I really love everything and that you do for the betterment of us. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. I think that some women do a very good job at that, but I think that it's becoming less common. And I believe that most men probably do not do that a lot. I think that men need to realize how important the woman in your life is for one. Um, as y'all heard the saying, like the women make everything better, make your house a home, all this old crazy stuff. That's true. So I think that we should do a better job of saying, hey, babe, I really thank you just for being you. You know what I'm saying? I really thank you for giving me all the love and affection you give me and just being here and just loving me in general. You know what I mean? I think that just kind of that extra confirmation, you know what I'm saying? That extra reassurance really goes a long way. Because to be honest, just from me, this is just me, I could be doing everything else and you could be doing everything else. Um, but the fact that you're not really verbalizing your appreciation, I would wonder, do you even appreciate it? You know what I'm saying? Do you care about what I'm doing? So I think that that happens for both people. I know that it's some women out there that will go above and beyond for their man. You know what I'm saying? They will literally go above and beyond for their man. And sometimes the only thing that the man says is thank you. Like I get that, and whatever the case may be, but go the extra mile. And I think that both parties should do that. But make sure you go the extra mile. Hey, babe, thank you. Like you don't understand how much that means to me. Like that just shows me how much you love me. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, give her some words of wisdom. Give her some encouragements. And another thing with affirmation is I think that it's a good idea that we not ping the negative things, that we also ping the good things. You know what I'm saying? Babe, I'm proud of you. I congratulate you. Thank you for doing that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that affirmation goes a long way and is really so broad, you know what I mean, that we really get lost up in the terminology. But I think that showing appreciation and also congratulating good things, because I mean y'all can speak for this. We will really ping out something negative that we always see. Like your woman might say, why you leave the toilet seat up? You know what I mean? And that might be the only thing you hear, but the time you remember to put it down just for her, you didn't get congratulated on it. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't tell me I put the pick it out. Something so small, something so monotonous, but I'm just saying that it goes a long way whenever both things are really brought up about. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. I think that both parties should really do a better job of affirmation, and and to go on with Black said, women show a little bit more affection than kind of bag up. I feel it a lot because women don't realize how much us as men really have burden on us. Like, it's expected for us to take care of you solely and then take care of ourselves and then anything that our family might have, you know what I'm saying, anything within our personal life. So we really go through a burden a lot. And you guys don't know that. So I think that just that extra appreciation or, love us and then give us a little space. Let us come to you with the extra love. Me personally, love me all you want to. But I know some men really are like that. Like they want to get an abundance of love and they want to back away from you. So if that is the case, you know what I mean? Just let that take its course and everything like that. Everybody is different. But as long as y'all got that love language down, then y'all gonna be good. Um, okay, they asked for rates and stuff in the chat. Let them do that. Love language is laughter, let me fart under the covers and then pull the cover over your head. That's true love right there. Natural Vipers is so crazy. He is so crazy. And that's why I really want to do a co-stream with him. It's just going to be all laughter, all craziness. I think it'll be a
can't
great
wait for
thing.
that.
Yeah. But, just to recap what Black said, y'all, guys show a little bit more attention, show a little bit more love, you know what I mean? And then women, you know what I'm saying? Let the man know you love him and then kind of give him a little space and let him come to you. Like I say, for me personally, drown me. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? I like for Lady Lucy to drown me with love and stuff like that. And then, like I said, I think that affirmation is a good thing. Me personally, I had to work on that. I had to. Andrew, appreciate you stopping by, boss. We finna wrap it up in a little bit. Me and Black gonna answer any other questions you guys have. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Andrew, just to catch you up, it's love languages. It's 5 of them. Affirmation, acts of service, gifts, quality time, and physical touch. But yeah, like I say, affirmation. Practice on telling your significant other what they do more, and then practice on giving that extra reassurance. Hey, I appreciate you. I love what you do for us. I love you so much. Don't ever think I take anything for granted. Fly, we are going to raid. We are definitely going to raid somebody. So, like I said, if y'all have anybody that needs viewers or trying to go to affiliate, please drop me a whisper, and I will do that. And I guess I'm fair. I don't take no shit, but I think I'm a great communicator. I never assume he can read my mind. So I don't know, Black, if you want to touch on that. Jeannie said she guess she's fair. She don't take no shit, but she thinks she's a great communicator, and she never assumes that her significant other reads the mind. I want to touch on that also. Then we really gonna rate somebody and get up out of here, y'all.
She said what?
She says she guess she's fair as far as like the love languages like across the board, but she don't take no shit, and I applaud you for that. And she thinks that she's a great communicator, so she thinks she's great at affirmation stuff like that. And she never assumed that he can read her mind. So you just touch on that a little bit extra, kind of broaden her statement a little bit to help the guys in the chat.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I actually have to condemn for that too, because I don't take no shit too. Like, I'm real with my person. Like, hey, if you're being like an asshole, or hey, you being too stuck up, like you think that I need to like be some type of way just for you, like, nah, like I don't take no shit. Like, we gonna work this together. You ain't gonna just control me like this, right? And females, that's a kind of like a thing they kind of have to do too. Some of them have to like wear the pants a little bit and be like, yo, motherfucker, like, I don't give a fuck, that you think that you just because you're a man, you gotta freaking do all this, and then you gotta tell me what to do. Like, no, like, I'm gonna do me, and we're gonna work together on this. Because that's the thing too, is girls need to know too, is like, you don't need that guy, you want that guy. You never need someone. You always want them. That's it. Because if you need someone to live and to go on with your life, then that's gonna be a problem in the future. Because guess what? What if that guy starts abusing you or doing some other stuff? Then like now you got somebody that's abusing you, but because you need him, you can't leave him, right? So you always got to remember that too. Is like, you don't need anybody. You want them. A want is something that you know for a fact that you want to keep. But at the same time, you don't need to worry about him controlling and throwing your life away. You don't need that. So, and then the other thing is too is she said it too. What was it after? What she said after?
I never assumed that he can read my mind.
I can never assume. So, the things about that is, you want that person to kind of do read your mind, because if I can read your mind, then I know what you want, and so that whenever you need something, I can be like, oh, I read your mind. I know what she wants. Oh, like, she does, I'm trying to figure out something, but like, basically an example, like, say like, this girl, whenever she's sad, she always be less social. Okay, well, she's being less social. All right, let's find. I can read her mind. I know what she likes. I know what she wants. I know what she needs. I know what her favorite candy is. I know what makes her happy. All right, bet. Cool. She's not being social. All right, bet. Let's start asking some questions. Oh, she's kind of feeling down. All right, cool. Give her her favorite candy. Let's go watch her favorite movie. Let's go. I know what makes her laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of need to know that person a little bit, just so you can read their mind and do great things for them.
And
So,
I totally agree with
okay.
I totally agree with Black on that. Yes. Like, whenever a situation like that arises, I believe that questions are warranted. I believe that questions are becoming, and that's going to help you figure out the situation. A lot of situations are different, and some are more tedious than others. But getting to the bottom of that situation and figuring it out, I think that is pertinent. And then also you have to. A lot of times we be in our own mind. You know what I'm saying? I've done this before too. I'm not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Somebody says that what's wrong, but you still take it like it's something wrong with you. No, take what the person says at face value, and then just do what you can from there until the storm has passed. Because most of the time, just because you say something or do something doesn't really make the person feel better, because it's an internal emotion. It just lets them know that you care about what they're going through, and that means a lot in itself. You know what I mean? So I think that that's a very good thing. And to touch on what Black says about the mind reading thing, like Jenny said, it's really impossible for us to read somebody's mind, but that goes back to what we touched about, learning each other and bonding with each other. If something is wrong with you, and I know something is wrong with you, I am going to do everything to the best of my ability to let you know that I care. In the sense of saying, like, I care about whatever is going on with you, and let's try to get to the bottom of it and make it feel better. You know what I'm saying? I know that I can't just jump in your face and you instantly get happy. So I'm gonna chill with you until the feeling is overcome. You know what I mean? So if I'm pissed, with boop boop boop. Okay, hey guys, hope the stream's going well. Stop letting it show some love. Hey, high times, appreciate that. We wrapping it up right now. But yeah, guys, you know what I mean. So the 5 love languages are. This is really a broad topic, and I'm really glad that we had a lot of feedback. Again, I'm sorry I streamed so late. I know that kind of stopped a lot of people from coming through because of the time differences, but we really do stop everybody being in here. And if you guys haven't already, please show that black guy some love. I gave him a shout out earlier in the chat, so y'all take care of that. And Jeannie, we are for sure tapping into your stream. I for sure have to be there to support you. For sure. I will not miss this one. But yeah. So I'm gonna just wrap mine up, and then I'll let that black guy wrap his up, and then we will. Y'all, please. Matter of fact, Jeannie, I want you to light up your. Go ahead and boot your stuff up, and we're gonna raid you. We're gonna see. We're gonna drop everybody off on your stream. But yes, okay. So the 5 love languages, guys. Make sure that you're telling your significant other that you appreciate them. Make sure that you're showing them that you appreciate them. Acts of service, guys, make sure that you're opening those doors, making sure that your woman is only handling the woman things and you handle the man things. Go a little bit extra, go a little bit far, you know what I'm saying? If you see your woman doing something around the house, just do it real quick, you know what I'm saying? Can I help you with this? Whatever the case may be. Make sure you guys are giving that quality time, that quality bonding time. Don't have any outside sources coming up. You know what I'm saying? Just take that time to bond, whatever you guys both choose to do. And then the quality time goes in with the physical touch, I want to say. But make sure that you are caressing your significant other, touching them, letting them know how sexy they are. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know how attractive you are. Attractive they are. Just giving them that the abundance of it. So I had affirmations. And then the gifts. Make sure that you guys are. It doesn't. You know what? If you can't afford the most expensive gift or afford what you want to get for that person, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But still show them that, hey, I still do appreciate you. I bought this gift for you just cause. And don't let it be a holiday thing. Don't let it be just on holidays. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the holidays, drop them off some gifts. You know what I'm saying? But of course, you don't want to go broke over anything. But if you have to save up for it, do that. Just make it worth it. You know what I mean? So you guys, I hope that my part in what Black is going to say really helps you guys have a different outlook and a different perspective on relationships, because it's not just you. We want you to be able to regurgitate this same information to somebody else who is lost in the relationship world. So, like I said, you guys can always take the test and see what your love language is. That's actually Lady Lucy's idea. So if y'all want to, y'all can take the test and we can talk about it briefly tomorrow. But Black, you can go ahead and hit him with your recap.
Yeah, I think this whole raw talk, everybody that was tuning in, thank you guys so much. You guys do need to understand, though, love language is a big thing. It helps you and your significant other be better in your guys' relationship. It's just, it's communication is a big thing. And if you guys can understand what that person want and giving them that two-way street, on that two-way street, and then freaking showing them hey, I want this relationship to work. I want us to be here forever. I want to keep this going. Then it really is a big thing. And just showing that, giving that 100% is all you can do. And sometimes you're gonna understand that it's not gonna work out, or or maybe I thought she was the one, and found out that it's not the one, then it's fine. But just as long as you pour your heart out for that person, and then it is all you can do. And sometimes you're gonna pour your heart out for somebody, and it's just not gonna work. but all you do is just get back up from it and then find the other one, because there is one for everybody. There is. Sometimes you might think it is in the beginning, and then you realize it's not. And other times you're gonna find that one instantly. You know, it's different for everybody. But you guys are you. There is that one for everybody. Never forget that. But yeah, that's my take on it. Yeah.
It really is. I know a lot of times us men battle with that. You know what I mean? I think that some men are very promiscuous in their younger days. That they sometimes think that I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like lost out on a good one or whatever the case may be. I don't know, but what's for you is for you, and you will get that. I'm a firm believer in that. I do. Oh, okay. I do. I'm trying to see if Jeannie is. Okay, Jeannie says she's having tech problems, so we got to go Ray a somebody else. But I'm a firm believer in that. You know, I really am. And Fly, like I said, if you want to send me that whisper, you can whisper it to me. Okay, okay, something else. Okay, but yeah, I'm a firm believer in that, and so you have to keep on building and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Just keep on building, keep on working with each other. Like, don't give up. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's another thing. A lot of times we are our own biggest enemy. The other person isn't the issue; it's us. You know what I'm saying? And it might be from past experiences, whatever the case may be. But like I say, don't give up. Really work with that person, and you know, just do what needs to be done. But y'all, I'm gonna bring up Twitch, so we might experience some drop frame rates because I just have so much going on right now in my background chatter. I am gonna bring up Twitch. Matter of fact, let me see who has. Haven't got any whispers yet, so I'm gonna see who's on. Who has? Okay, Andrew's
Yeah,
on.
if you want, I can we can just end the call and then you can like talk to your streamers and stuff like that, or your viewers.
I mean, everything is everything. I'm gonna just go over there and I try to post it with what I did. No, gamble. Okay. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, I'm finna do the raid thing, y'all, and y'all know as we say every time we leave here, may your PCs never crash and your systems never lag. Y'all have a good day and everything like that. Please figure out your love language for yourself if you do not just know it, and that will better help you. But until next time, guys, we're finna go find somebody to raid, so it might take a minute or two, but we're finna do that right now. I'm gonna put on the ending, the stream ending thing, just so y'all won't see the craziness, and we're gonna do it like that. Peace, love, and happiness, y'all. Hey, Black, I appreciate you stopping by and giving us your time. It really means a lot, bro. I'm sorry I let that go by. I really appreciate your taking your time out, and I'm quite sure everybody else in the chat appreciate you too. You know, we all love you.
All right, Lucifer, thank you so much, man.
All right, bro. What?
Thank you for having me on your stream, bro.
All right. Well, we finna raid, y'all. Please stick around. Finna put on the ending screen, and then we're gonna raid people. I think he was bringing the stream down whenever he was doing that. Guys, bear with me. We're getting there. Gonna rate a good buddy of mine. Y'all, please show this individual some love. Trying to get him to where he wants to go and stuff like that. So, you know how I am. I like to see everybody reach their goals and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm sorry for starting so late. I know that was a reason why a lot of people didn't come through, but it's all good. I appreciate everybody that did come through. And like I said, we're finna keep this love going. Yeah, I know the mic's unmuted, bro. It's all good. It's all love. Raid now, baby.